Attention passionate San Francisco 49ers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on San Francisco 49ers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true San Francisco 49ers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and San Francisco 49ers fans. Let's get to the news. So there's some serious buzz swirling around the NFL lately, and it involves one of the league's most feared pass rushers, T.J. Watt from the Pittsburgh Steelers, potentially heading to the San Francisco 49ers. Yeah, you heard that right. It's not every day we see a franchise like the 49ers, already boasting one of the most dominant front sevens in the league, eyeing an upgrade that could elevate their entire defense to a new level. The whispers started gaining momentum after some reports from insiders like Diana Rossini, suggesting that the Steelers might be flirting with the idea of trading Watt. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why would Pittsburgh consider parting ways with such a game changer? Well, it's all about cap space, draft assets, and strategic rebuilds. The Steelers are sitting at around $16 million in cap space, and with their focus on bolstering the wide receiver core through the draft, they need to free up some serious space to extend George Pickens and add more weapons for their offense. Plus, they're 9-4 but operating on a tight cap after Wilson's extension, which makes holding on to Watt, who's still in his prime, a tricky proposition. On the other side, the 49ers are sitting at 8-5, and their front seven has been a bit banged up lately. With players like Bethune out for Week 15 with an ankle injury and Martin listed as day-to-day due to a concussion, the Niners are feeling the heat. They've been leaning heavily on their defensive line to generate pressure, but lately, they've looked a little less disruptive than usual, especially against the run and against top-tier offensive lines. A move for Watt could be exactly what they need to become even more relentless, especially with his reputation as a motor that never quits. For the 49ers, adding Watt isn't just about filling a roster spot. It's about creating a true disruptor who can elevate the entire defense, much like what Von Miller did for the Rams in 2021. That trade sparked the Rams' defense, boosting their pressure rates significantly and turning their defense into a playoff nightmare. Let's take a moment here to really understand what Watt brings to the table. This guy is a relentless edge rusher, a true motor who's accumulated 102 career sacks and 480 pressures up until September 2025. In 2025 alone, he's already tallied 5 sacks in 13 games, maintaining a PFF grade of 92.7, and boasting a pass rush win rate of around 26%. That means he's winning a quarter of his one-on-one battles, a number that speaks volumes about how consistently disruptive he is. His ability to force fumbles, 6 so far in his career, and pressures, combined with his EPA per snap of -0.16, makes him one of the most impactful players on the field. Watt's hurries percentage is at 19.5%, and he's accumulated over 360 tackles. And don't forget about his ability to contain the run. His YAC allowed per tackle is just 2.7 yards, and he absorbs double teams at a rate of 12%. That last stat is huge because it means offensive lines are often forced to dedicate extra resources just to contain him, freeing up teammates to make plays. A recent standout game was Week 10 against the Ravens, where Watt exploded with 5 sacks, 11 pressures, and 2 forced fumbles. That type of performance isn't just a flash in the pan. It's indicative of his ability to take over games. His career stats include 9 interceptions, although he's dropped some, and a run-stop win rate of 28%. Despite injuries in 2025, like a rib injury in Week 5, Watt has shown resilience, hitting double-digit sacks in 6 different games this season and adding 4 pass defenses. He forms a duo with Nick Bosa that reminds many of the legendary pairing of Reggie White and Bruce Smith, 2 of the most dominant edge rushers ever. Now, why would the Steelers consider trading Watt? Well, it's a mix of cap considerations and roster needs. Allowing 25 points per game isn't exactly making their defense a fortress, and they need assets to bolster their wide receiver group through the draft, especially with George Pickens as a key piece for the future. Plus, with some tension around contract talks, Schefter mentioned that Watt's camp is wary of holding out. The Steelers might see a trade as the best way to maximize value before the offseason. But here's where it gets really interesting for the 49ers. Adding Watt would be a game changer. His pressure rate could jump from 24% to around 33%, which is an enormous boost. This would elevate the entire front line, especially with Bethune out, leading to a potential increase of about 2 sacks per game. That's not hyperbole. This kind of upgrade could reduce opponents' rushing yards from 140 to just around 91 yards per game, making it much harder for teams to establish the run. When you factor in Watt's ability to generate pressure on quarterbacks, it's easy to see how this could turn the Niners' defense into an even more formidable force, especially in the playoffs. Statistically, Watt's presence would complement Nick Bosa perfectly. Bosa is already having an outstanding year with an 89. 1 PFF grade and 11 sacks in 2025. Together, they could form a duo that's almost impossible to block, reminiscent of some of the best pass-rushing tandems in NFL history. Watt's impact on the pressure rate and win rate per snap would push the 49ers' defense into another stratosphere, elevating their chances to dominate games and create turnovers. The secondary, which has been solid but could use more takeaway opportunities, would benefit from Watt's relentless pursuit of the quarterback, increasing turnovers and creating short fields for the offense. And speaking of the offense, the 49ers would benefit greatly from Watt's presence in terms of field position and game control. With a stronger pass rush, Purdy could operate with more confidence, knowing he has extra time and less pressure. His completion percentage could see a boost, especially on deep throws to Kittle, who has already racked up 850 yards and 8 touchdowns this season. The added pressure would also open up running lanes for McCaffrey, whose play-action game has been deadly. When defenses are forced to double-team Watt or Bosa, that leaves more opportunities for our playmakers to shine and for the offense to extend drives. Now it's not just about the immediate impact. Think about the playoff picture. The odds for the 49ers to win the Super Bowl are already looking promising, but a move for Watt could propel them from a solid contender to a true Super Bowl favorite. According to BetMGM, their odds jumped from +4, 0 to +1, 200 after the rumors started circulating, making the Niners one of the top dark horse teams in the NFC. Watt's presence in the playoffs could be the X factor that pushes San Francisco over the edge, especially against mobile quarterbacks like Kyler Murray. His pressure numbers and game-changing plays echo the legendary Lawrence Taylor runs in the Giants' 1986 Super Bowl season, and many fans are already dreaming of a Lombardi trophy that this defense could bring home. In conclusion, this potential trade isn't just a roster move. It's a strategic shift that could redefine the 49ers' identity. Bringing Watt into the fold would not only strengthen the front, but also send a message to the rest of the league that San Francisco is all in for another championship run. For the Steelers, it's a difficult decision. Trading a player of Watt's caliber could weaken their defense in the short term, but they see the bigger picture of cap management and roster development. For the 49ers, though, it's an opportunity to elevate their defense to a new level, creating a ferocious pass rush that opponents will fear and struggle to contain. So, what do you think, 49ers faithful? Are we on the verge of witnessing a historic upgrade that could help us finally bring home that elusive Lombardi trophy once again? The potential of Watt joining our already stellar defense sounds like a dream, but with the right pieces falling into place, it could become a reality. The NFL is always unpredictable, but one thing is for sure. If Watt comes to San Francisco, the entire league will be on notice. Our defense will be even more terrifying, and our path to Super Bowl LVII will look that much clearer. Stay tuned, because this story is far from over, and the next few weeks could be pivotal in shaping the future of the 49ers. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest San Francisco 49ers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, San Francisco 49ers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential Watt trade? Do you believe he can be the piece that pushes us over the top and finally gets us back to the Super Bowl? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the team. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest San Francisco 49ers news. Let's keep the passion alive, Niner Nation, because every day we're one step closer to another Lombardi.